Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Cobern, and today's episode is the top 5 best tight ends in the 2018 NFL Draft Class based on analytics. And the way we're going to measure this, or at least how we're going to get to the top 5 with analytics, is by 3 main metrics. The first metric being passing yardage, market share, production. As with wide receivers and even running backs, market share production is simply taking the single stat, which in this case is passing yardage, of a tight end and dividing it by the team total. So if a tight end had 500 yards and a 5,000 yard offense, he has 10% market share. And you simply take that number and you compare that market share percentage to every single tight end since the 1963 NFL Draft Class, and boom, you have a statistical model to compare tight ends to when it comes to production. The second trait or metric we're going to be looking at is age. Age is not the biggest deal when it comes to tight end potential, but it is something to kind of look at. You at least want above average age when it comes to the tight end position in terms of high quality outcomes. So that's another sort of measure that we're going to be looking at when it comes to tight ends. And then the last measure is speed for size. Above average speed. Unfortunately, none of the tight ends that I have looked at have special speed. So that's kind of a bummer. But at the very least, we're going to be looking at guys who at least have above average speed at the position, and those are going to be the guys who form the bulk of this. So the 3 main metrics that make up this list is production, age, and speed. And now let's get to the list. At number 5, we have Cam Serene, tight end out of Wake Forest. When it comes to his height and weight, he's 6'3", 250 pounds with a 4'7", 840, according to NFLDraftScout.com. Based on his production, he was 68.19 out of 100 in terms of his total passing yards, market share, production, which is at least Pro Bowl level. His age score, though, is kind of hurting him a bit. He only has a 13.80 overall age score, which basically takes him out of high-quality outcomes. But he does have a pretty decent speed score with a 57.32 overall speed score. He doesn't really hit any high-quality outcomes. Based on paper, he's not a tight end that I would consider a potential Pro Bowl or All-Pro tight end. But he is someone who has enough production, enough speed traits, that he should at least be number 5 on this list. At number 4, we have Dallas Goedert, tight end out of South Dakota State. I probably said that name wrong. Based on height and weight, he's 6'3", 255 pounds with a 4'8", 140, according to NFLDraftScout.com. Based on his production, which is at a lower level division, but based on that production, he had a 95.42 overall passing yards market share production score, which is very good. For his level of competition, it's suspect, but at least it is. You want to see this out of a FCS or a lower level division tight end. You want to see high-end production. So at least he has that going for him. Age score is not that impressive, though, with only a 38.99 overall age score, which takes him out of high-quality outcomes. And based on his speed score, he has a 58.19 overall speed score, which is good. It's above average, but it doesn't really hit high-quality outcomes. Basically, when it comes to Dallas, you're looking at a guy who can become a long-term starting tight end at the next level, but you're not looking at a guy who can become a special tight end at the next level. And that's really the difference, because he doesn't hit the age marks he needs to hit, and he doesn't hit the speed marks he needs to hit. But he should still be number 4 on this list based on his production and based on him compared to other tight ends that are eligible for the draft in 2018. At number 3, we have Mike Gesicki, tight end out of Penn State. According to NFLDraftScout.com, he's 6'5", 252 pounds with a 4'8", 540. Based on his production, he scored 76.46 out of 100, which hits at least Pro Bowl level production. He's not quite at All-Pro level yet, which is 80 or higher when it comes to this particular metric, but he could hit that number this year. But the only issue for him, though, is in his speed score. Only had a 28.92 overall speed score, which doesn't hit high-quality outcomes that you're looking for when it comes to the tight end position. He simply does not have elite speed when it comes to the tight end position. He could have a very good vertical broad jump. He could have a very good short shoulder 3-cone, but that speed score is just not cutting it when it comes to high-quality outcomes. But he does have fairly decent production, a fairly decent age score with 72.15, which is what his age score will be on draft day. And both those things should help his profile out as to why he's number 3 on. At number 2, we have Troy Fumagalli, tight end out of Wisconsin. Based on height and weight, he's 6'5", 249 pounds with a 4.8 4.40 according to NFLDraftScout.com. Based on his production, he's 81.30 out of 100 in terms of his passing yards market share production, which hits all-pro level in terms of that particular metric. His age score is 78.86 out of 100, which is decent. But unfortunately, his speed score is the only thing that really holds him back, with only a 25.96 overall speed score. That just is not getting it done when it comes to high-quality outcomes. So despite the fact that he has a very good production score, has a fairly decent age score as well, that speed score is just really, really hurting his overall profile. His production is at a high enough level that he can be considered a potential starting tight end. It's just the speed score really limits his sort of chances at becoming a special tight end. But he's still number 2 in this list because of his production and because of his age and those other sort of factors. So despite speed not being that great, he hits enough of a production mark that he should be number 2 on this list. And at number 1, we have Adam Brenneman, tight end out of Massachusetts. Based on height and weight, he's 6'4", 252 pounds with a 4.7 9.40 according to NFLDraftScout.com. Based on his production, he scored 88.80 out of 100, which is really impressive. I mean, that is higher than the All-Pro threshold of 80 or higher, so he's above that by at least 8 to almost 9 points higher than what he needs to hit. And unfortunately, the other stuff kind of breaks down. When it comes to age, only had a 52.53 age score, which is above average, but he's not exactly the youngest guy ever. And based on his speed score, only had a 51.92 overall speed score, which also doesn't really get it done when it comes to high-quality outcomes at the next level. Brenneman should be considered the top tight end in the 2018 class because his production is as high as it is, on top of having decent age and average speed. But overall, Brenneman being the number 1 tight end in this class based on data just goes to show kind of the weakness of the 2018 tight end class, at least on paper right now. We'll see what happens in the future, but this is just what it is when it comes to Adam Brenneman, is that he's number 1, but he's a very shaky number 1 at best. This concludes the top 5 tight ends in the 2018 NFL Draft class based on analytics. My name is James Cobern. You can find my work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video with anybody that you know as well. Hit that notification button so that you're notified when I put up a new video every day. And let me know, who do you think are the best tight ends in the 2018 NFL Draft class? This certainly is going to be a class that, as you've seen with the top 5, is not necessarily going to be full or chock full of stud guys other than just solid guys. So let me know who you think is going to be amongst the best tight ends in the 2018 class, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.